If you would have asked me even 5 years ago if I would have thought this is something we'd be doing, I would not have imagined it for us. My husband's best friend had come back from serving several tours over in the Middle East in the military and was struggling to reintegrate to civilian society.
With my best friend coming back and seeing how much nature and being outdoors and a decompressed work environment could help him out with like PTSD and TBI issues, it just became like the natural choice of what we should be doing.
We decided to combine our love of the land and our desire to give back to veterans and get them out in nature, and that's how natural restoration started.
I first met Justin and Nicole whenever we were doing a volunteer project to rebuild a veteran's house. The house had been burned down. Our friend Charlie came out and was actually helping build the house for the guy.
Somebody I worked with a couple years ago, Nick, who's already with the company, a fellow veteran, he introduced me, said they had a position open, and it worked really well with my lifestyle.
I met Justin through tattooing, and that was like mid-90s. They just asked me if I would like to, get in their organization. I was like, of course, absolutely.
So our dedicated restoration team allows us to expand on what we accomplish with volunteers. We go out on 40-hour-a-week restorations doing trash and graffiti removal, and what's special about it is we contract military veterans to come out with us. It gives them an opportunity to kind of get that brotherhood back that they lost when they left the military.
Ever since I got out of the military, it's kind of hard to find that same dynamic in the civilian side, but from the first day I worked with this company, it was kind of like being with family.
It's the best thing that we've been able to accomplish through natural restorations, and that's just something that's really important to us.
So it's a really tight-knit group. I love everybody that's on the crew. There's not one bad person. And even when it's, hot as hell outside and we're scrubbing, picking up trash, we're still making jokes the whole time.
We're here 8 to 10 hours a day working, 5 days a week. And then in a setting like this where we're actually camping together, so we're together 24/7 for a couple of weeks, there's not a lot of people that you can spend that kind of time with and still get along.
We were going to some local cleanups when we started hearing people talking about land closures, and if we couldn't keep these areas clean, that people would start looking at closures. We don't want kids to not be able to experience the areas that we love, and we don't want to lose access to our public lands.
Initially, I had the thought of me and our crew out in the desert, and that was how we were going to tackle it, but then looking at it, that doesn't solve the problem. And the problem is, we've got such a large community, so many users in the valley, that a lot of them, they just don't have the education or have never known to just not trash areas, leave them better than you found them, and just respect the areas. We decided early on it was definitely going to need to have community function to it.
To give back to the community, it's pretty amazing. It's very fulfilling.
I never thought I would see like 80-year-old people walking beside 5-year-olds picking up trash along the rivers and in our wild areas here.
It happened very organically. We just wanted everyone to have an opportunity to come out and see these areas and to help clean and give back, and also help us educate the community.
I love being outdoors, so any type of work that I can take on that has to do with being in the wilderness and help in the wilderness, I enjoy.
Justin and Nicole are fantastic to work for. They make it super easy to really enjoy the job.
So being out here has just changed my life, and that it's opened up a lot more opportunities.
I would love within the next 5 years to have our crew at least to 25 to 30 guys working for the year on teams.
And have veterans that have been on our crew since the beginning turn into leaders and group leaders to be able to take their own teams so that we can accomplish more across the entire state. Natural restorations means everything to me. It's the vehicle that we use to accomplish all of our passions. We get to have an impact on the environment by removing trash, and that allows us to impact the wildlife and the vegetation. We have an impact on the community and bringing little kids out into nature.
Where they have like a clear problem, like this area is either trash or this area is covered in graffiti, and for us to be able to take our team and tackle that problem, have an immediate visible result, it just takes like a huge weight off the guys. So to be able to provide that to our crew has been an absolutely amazing thing for me, and probably the most important thing that we do.